It's 2007. You just got home from school, and you boot up your Xbox 360 to play some rounds of Team Slayer with the boys. But the entire time, something feels off. Then it hits you, and a single Mountain Dew Code Red tear falls down the side of your Dorito dust-covered face. It's actually 2023, and no one cares about your Halo Infinite Onyx ranking. With the recent 343 news and rumors, and E3 and Summer's Games Fest approaching, I wanted to discuss Halo for a moment. The recent announcements that 343 employees are dropping like flies has led to plenty of speculation about the future of Halo. But my issue with all of this news is, why did Microsoft let their most recognizable brand end up in this situation? Whether they liked it or not, Master Chief is what most people perceive as their mascot. Yet I don't feel much real effort being made to try and expand that brand power beyond a singular genre. Oh wait, they did try. They tried to expand their most recognizable video game IP by making a TV show about it. And that totally works out great every time some company tries that, right? I mean, look at Nintendo. They're releasing a Super Mario Bros. Movie this year, and it looks like a certified home run. Oh wait, but make no mistake. It took them 30 years to get over the absolute stench of failure. So when you look at companies like Disney or Nintendo, you can see how they treat potential cash cows. Even Sony seems to understand this better than Microsoft. Everyone knows Mickey Mouse, right? Or better yet, everyone knows the Mickey Mouse of video games, the superstar, Mario.
There's three. There's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Mike! Up these Marios around the side.
But what exactly do you love about Mario? Like, if you had to say specifically what you love about playing Mario games, what would you say? Do you love jumping around, punching blocks for gold coins? What about racing go-karts? Or playing sports? Or destroying your friendships in a friendly game of Mario Party? Nintendo understands that if they only made 2D platformers that featured Mario, then the ceiling of Mario's popularity would be firmly attached to the popularity of 2D platformers themselves. So to make sure that Mario could be as iconic as he is today, they never limited the types of games that Mario could star in. He made tons of appearances back in the day, but they realized that quantity isn't better than quality in the world of entertainment. But Mario is still allowed to play in any genre. But now the base concept needs to be a lot higher quality before they give you the green light, like the recent XCOM-like tactics series Mario and Rabbids. So to make a long story short, whether you like sports games, racing games, fighting games, Nintendo has you covered. Any type of gamer can become a Mario fan. Shout out to the Mario Dance Dance Revolution fans. And that's where my criticism of Microsoft comes from. Microsoft has let Halo be primarily confined as the first-person shooter franchise of Xbox. Yes, I understand they created Halo Wars, but to me, that should have been the first step. And yet the only thing they've tried since then is Halo Spartan Assault. So Halo has a problem where it's sticking almost exclusively to a single genre, and it's exclusive to Xbox. So anytime that Xbox has a weak console generation, Xbox One era, Halo loses a ton of relevance because less Xbox players also means less new fans for Halo. But I can already hear some of the comments. Halo's always been exclusive, bro. But back then, everyone knew and talked about Halo even though it was exclusive. So just admit Halo is irrelevant today because 343 ruined it. While it's obvious that Halo's past popularity was definitely based on it being an amazing franchise, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Halo 4 and 5 were amazing and that Halo Infinite was a masterpiece and you all suck for not treating it that way. I'm just saying that when they were clearly winning back in 2007, Microsoft needed to start diversifying the genres that Halo was allowed to play around with. And I mean, sometimes it really is just as simple as seeing what the audience is doing. When you look at Halo and you look at what the community does with Forge mode, How can you not see that some people are really eager to play around in the world of Halo? I swear like 30% of all Forge maps are just really fun and well-designed racetracks. So why don't I have a Halo Double Dash yet, Xbox? A game where 2 players on a mongoose pick up SMGs and bubble shields, trying to drive and survive against other players while trying to avoid all the landmines they threw onto the track like it's Death Race, accessing all kinds of shortcuts using gravity lifts and teleporters, with an upgraded racing version of Forge mode with exclusive racetrack features for people to play around with and go nuts with. I know that seems like a smaller game in terms of the content for a big franchise like Halo, but that's my point. Super Smash Bros. Started as a Nintendo fighting game with 12 fighters and 9 stages. Now, it's basically a love letter to video game history with 86 fighters and 103 stages. You gotta start with a smaller game, build that strong foundation, and then try to grow it into something bigger. Do any of you remember the atmosphere of Halo ODST? Why can't I roleplay as an ODST in some kind of survival action game? Or why isn't there a narrative-driven game about what it's like to be kidnapped and turned into a war machine that ends up being the Earth's only hope for surviving from an alien invasion? That's literally Master Chief's backstory, and I want to play it. I don't get why I can't. I don't get why Microsoft hasn't been trying to diversify and do those sorts of things. And I'm surprised that a decade after Halo has steadily declined in popularity, it still hasn't happened yet. And with this recent news regarding 343 and Microsoft, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get worried for the franchise. Some of you guys saw what happened to Fable. Microsoft is cold-blooded. RIP Lionhead, you know? And now that Microsoft has both Bethesda and Obsidian under their belt, they don't have to put all their Xbox RPG poker chips on Fable now. Fable 4 is fighting for its right to exist at this point. Let a couple of reviews come out in the future saying that it was meh. Let the future sales expectations not be met by a couple of copies. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's game over for Fable again. And now with the looming potential, and let's be real, it's inevitable, acquisition of Activision Blizzard, I feel like Halo is becoming the same thing as Fable. It's getting put in a precarious position. When you got Call of Duty, the premier FPS franchise in gaming, potentially joining your roster, and you got Sony shaking in their boots that it might become exclusive to Xbox. Now, I don't believe that's the case because I assume Microsoft likes making money. But if Microsoft has the king of FPS, what is Halo's place in the Xbox brand? Is being the second most valuable Xbox FPS franchise really all the Halo brand is worth?
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
And that makes it feel like it's destined for irrelevance because if they do end up owning both, no company is going to try that hard to compete with itself. I'm just hoping that with all these newly acquired studios, that Microsoft actually has plans to surprise us and start expanding the Halo brand. Personally, I'm hoping for Griffball 2K25 featuring a manager mode that's starring Sergeant Johnson. Hey, big dreams. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, teabag the bell icon to get notified. And if you made it this far, that means that your Halo 3 Papa Roach Last Resort montage was totally cool and original, bro.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.